The electric evolution, a journey through time. Electric vehicles have a storied past that stretches back to the 19th century, long before they became symbols of modern clean energy. This journey from the first electric carriages to today's high-tech models is a fascinating tale of innovation, challenge, and resurgence. Dive into the rich history of electric vehicles and discover the early breakthroughs that set the stage for the automotive revolution we're witnessing today. Electric vehicles have been around since the 19th century, a historical timeline. Electric vehicles, EVs, are often seen as a modern innovation, but their roots go back much further than you might think. In fact, electric cars were among the earliest automobiles ever created, and they came with a significant advantage. No crank was needed to start the engine. Let's dive into the timeline of electric vehicles from the 19th century to see how these pioneering machines evolved. 1900, America's first automobile show. On November 3, 1900, Madison Square Garden in New York City hosted America's very first automobile show. Sponsored by the Automobile Club of America, this groundbreaking event showcased three competing automobile technologies: internal combustion engines, steam power, and electricity. Out of the 160 automobiles on display, a remarkable one-third were electric, highlighting their early prominence. Fast forward to 2023, and electric vehicles only captured 7.6% of total vehicle sales in the U.S. This dramatic shift underscores how the landscape of automotive technology has evolved over more than a century. 1832, the birth of the electric carriage. The story of electric vehicles begins with Scottish inventor Robert Anderson. In 1832, Anderson built what is recognized as the first electric carriage, an early form of electric vehicle. Although the batteries of his time were rudimentary, limiting the speed and range of his invention, Anderson's creation marked a significant milestone. Kevin A. Wilson, author of The Electric Vehicle Revolution, notes that Anderson's invention was indeed a vehicle, even if it didn't quite qualify as a modern car by today's standards. 1859. The advent of rechargeable batteries. The practical limitations of Anderson's electric carriage were partly due to the non-rechargeable batteries of the time. That changed in 1859 with the invention of the lead-acid battery by French chemist Gaston Planté. His battery could be recharged repeatedly, a breakthrough that made electric vehicles more feasible. Even today, the 12V lead-acid battery remains standard in many vehicles. According to Wilson, without rechargeable batteries, modern electric vehicles would not be possible. 1881. Camille 4's lighter battery. While Planté's battery was a major advancement, its weight and size were still a challenge. Enter Camille 4, a French chemist who improved upon this design in 1881. 4's lighter, more efficient version of the lead-acid battery made it practical to install multiple batteries in an electric vehicle without overwhelming its design. This innovation significantly advanced the development of electric cars. 4's work was paralleled by American inventor Charles Busch, showing a global race to improve electric vehicle technology. 1883. Early electric automobiles. Carl Benz is widely credited with inventing the first automobile in 1886 with his gasoline-powered motor car. However, some argue that French carriage maker Charles Gentod may have built an electric vehicle even earlier. Gentod, in partnership with Camille 4, began experimenting with lightweight lead-acid batteries in 1881, and by 1883, he was selling electric buggies. Gentod's early electric cars might have been overshadowed by the rise of mass-produced vehicles later on. 1893. The first electric car in America. The 1893 Chicago World's Fair was a landmark event for automotive history, introducing Americans to the future of transportation. Among the displays was an electric vehicle built by Scottish chemist William Morrison. Morrison's electric-powered buggy was a highlight of the fair, standing out against the only other automobile on display, a gas-powered Daimler quadricycle. 1894. Regenerative braking innovation. In 1894, French engineer Louis-Antoine Krieger developed an electric car with regenerative braking, a technology that allows the vehicle to recharge its battery while braking. This innovation was ahead of its time, as regenerative braking would not appear in modern hybrid and electric vehicles until much later. 1897. The emergence of electric taxis in NYC. Electric taxis were not a modern phenomenon. They existed in New York City over a century ago. Inventors Pedro Solom and Henry Morris created the Electrobet, a heavy electric car that became part of the fleet operated by the Electric Vehicle Company, EVC. The EVC even set up a battery swapping station in a converted ice rink to keep their fleet running. Despite their initial success, the company eventually faltered due to mismanagement. 1899. Breaking the speed barrier. In 1899, Belgian engineer Camille Genetzi made headlines by driving the electric racer La Jamais Content to a groundbreaking speed of 65.8 miles per hour. This achievement marked the first time an electric car surpassed 60 miles per hour, demonstrating the potential of electric power in speed and performance. 1914. Henry Ford and electric cars. Even Henry Ford, who is best known for popularizing gasoline-powered cars with the Model T, recognized the advantages of electric vehicles. In 1914, Ford purchased a stylish electric car for his wife, Clara, from Detroit Electric. At that time, electric cars were cleaner and easier to start compared to their gasoline counterparts, but they were also much more expensive. 1920. The rise of internal combustion engines. The shift toward internal combustion engines was solidified in the early 20th century. The introduction of electric starters in gas-powered cars, beginning with the 1912 Cadillac, made the crank handle obsolete. This development, ironically powered by electricity, helped cement the dominance of internal combustion engines and marked a turning point away from electric vehicles. Electric vehicles have a rich history that predates the modern EV revolution. Understanding their origins and technological milestones gives us a deeper appreciation for the advancements we see today.